Good morning, everybody. This is Brenda Johnson, the Life of Retired School Principal and owner and operator of Canvas Tag, Black A Art Studio. Hope everybody's out there is enjoying this beautiful weather. Get up out of that bed. It's cold. I ain't gonna lie, it's cold out there. But get up. This is day to just get up and enjoy your retirement, guys. I know it's hard out there. Money's tight, but we got this. We got this. So today, I'm going to show y'all some nice stuff. This is just what I go through as I do nothing all day. But what I want to do, and life's good when you retire, and that's something you got to remember, the good stuff. But hold on, here's my doggy. Say hey. She wants to go out. She done messed up my door. We're going to go ahead and let her out. That wall. Ooh, it cuts a different breed. I'm going to show y'all my Christmas cactus and give y'all a little secret. So everybody wanted to know how I keep my Christmas cactus looking so beautiful. That's the small one. Look at that. And this is the big one. I can give y'all a little secret. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? And things like this, when you retire, this is what you get to enjoy. Get up in the morning, walk in and enjoy what you have. I had this outside and I had to bring it in because of freeze today. Last night came in, cold front. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. I just wanted y'all to see this beautiful stuff you get to do. Now, if I was at work, I'd have to get up at 6, get out that door, and not get to enjoy this beautiful thing. I think I might even take a picture and draw it. It's beautiful. So the secret is for cactus, any kind of cactus, especially the Christmas cactus, is this lemon. When it's looking like it's going through a hard time, put a lemon in there. Just one, that's not a whole lemon. That's just a, and I'm not going to move it because the lemon is actually seeding. That is just a, like, you know what they put in their tea, a slice of lemon. Okay? Isn't this beautiful, y'all? This is what we get to enjoy when we retire. It's the small things that make the difference. So I just wanted to show y'all that. And then we're going to talk today. Some things I want to talk about today to help you guys out. Ooh, it's cold out there. It is cold out there. Is to show you a little bit about my day, how I start my morning. And I know it's kind of late. Just got up. That's another advantage. So y'all gonna follow me around for a minute, and I'm gonna go over here to my wallet. I gotta get something. And I'm gonna show you. This is kind of how I started my day a little. So just give y'all some ideas. And if you're in that bed, get up, go to the couch, take a blanket. I have a blanket on my couch with a pillow. In case I just want to rest. Don't feel guilty about not doing anything. And that's something I want y'all to really understand. Do not feel guilty. If you have like an art project, or if you're doing something, maybe you're working on a car and you're just fooling with your car. Maybe your hobby's taking care of your car. Maybe your hobby is, it could be anything. Well, if you get up one day and you're like, okay, I'm up, you have your coffee, and you're like, man, I just want to lay down and watch TV. There's nothing wrong with that. Just don't do it in the bed. Go to the couch. Big difference. Trust me when I tell you all this. And then as you're laying on that couch, it's okay to feel comfortable. Don't feel guilty by not doing something. Because in the longer, trust me, you can only lay there so long, and then after a while, you're like, I got to get up. I'm going to go crazy. Okay? So, but don't feel guilty. You kind of like earn that. So today, I want to work on some art. Well, if I get to the point where I decide, you know what? I ain't doing no art. I should not feel guilty at all. There's nothing I should feel guilty about. Right? That's how I see it. So, some things we're going to talk about is, okay, the first thing we're going to do today, I'm going to dedicate today, because it's the new year, and a lot of people don't know this. So this is what we're going to talk about today. It's a new year, and a lot of people don't realize that they make Now, this is as retired or disability retired, so go with me here. I'm assuming that everybody is retired and for whatever reason. So this is more of, you know, even if you, let's say you retire at an early age, some of the stuff on here I will tell you will help you. Some of it you're gonna have to wait for a certain age, okay? Just so you'll know. So we're gonna come back over here because this is what I'm doing today. This is how I start my morning. I get up, take my meds. The first thing I do is I pray. Then I take my meds. I don't even have a clue. I have nothing, like I know in my mind what I need to get done because I'm gonna do an art show. So I know the steps I need to get done, but I'm not in no hurry to get it done. Like this art show is gonna take at least a year or 9 months, if not longer. Because it's already been 1 year just for me researching, not even picking up a paint thing. So where I'm going with this is a lot of people for their, how can I say this? For their New Year's resolution in their retirement is, hey, I'm gonna go walking, I'm gonna do more, I'm gonna try to, you know, do different things, stuff like that, okay? So what you gotta do is, first of all, you're like, well, I don't have that much money, and like right now, it's cold outside, and a lot of us, you know, we're sick. You know, you can't just walk out when you get our age in this cold weather. So what can you do? Well, a lot of people don't realize, and I'm going to show y'all in just a minute. Let me get my hot chocolate going. This is so cool. I always put a peppermint in mine. I gotta taste it because I can't see the clear pepper. And this needs to be clean because somebody made coffee this morning. It was not me. Okay, let me get a spoon. So we got that going. So that's what I want to talk to you about. If you are 60 and above, there's a lot of stuff that comes to you free. So the first thing we're going to talk about, because it's New Year's, and I think this is best for this year, and I kind of waited because of the New Year's to go here. So let's go over some stuff that can help us with some money. Hold on. I'm looking for my cards. And I'm going to show y'all some stuff that most people, we assume they know, but they don't. Okay. The first thing I want to talk about today, while I'm cleaning, is that people don't realize that if I want to go work out at my age, I would probably have to go, come on. Dang. I'm gonna let that drip because I gotta clean it anyway. Okay, I would probably have to pay, you know, they have senior citizens discounts and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you how to get something for free, okay? If you're over the 60, you can go to any senior Department of Human Services. They have these places where seniors can go play dominoes. They have treadmills. They have weights. I've been going for the last 2 years. It's a gym, exactly what it is. Not only is it a gym, this is in Texas, y'all. Not only is it a gym, it's also a place that they have, the ones I go to, they have a pool table, they have a art center, they have a doctor where you could go in and actually see the nurse, and every now and then there's a doctor, and you right there, So let's say if I don't feel too good, I can go right there in the same, it's all in the same building. And they're all over San Antonio. Now, this is in Texas, period, but each town in Texas has 2 or 3 in each city. Now, so Converse, I know they have one. Every small town, even the small towns have them. Because my sister used to go to the one in Converse before she moved to Dallas. This is good. You don't have, if you're 60 and above, you already paid taxes. All these years you worked. So you already paid for that. So you don't need to pay. I know people right now are paying to go to the gym. And it's free. So how do you, like, okay, Brenda, that sounds good. How do we do it? Okay. First thing you need to do, and it don't cost you a penny. You walk into one of those centers, don't matter which one. I go to the one right here by my house. There's one, where am I at? There's one right here by my house. I could probably walk there. Okay? They're all fairly new buildings, which is really cool. No one can come in there. You're carded as you walk in. No one can come in there unless you have your ID. Okay? Now, what you do is you go in and say, hey, I'm 60. They're going to ask you for your driver's license. That's the only thing they're going to ask you for. And you get this card mailed to you. And let me see what's on this card before I'll put it out there and show y'all my whole business. Maybe it's called City of San Antonio, Department of Human Services, Professionalism, Innovation, Integrity, Teamwork, Senior Citizen, Start, present this card for daily services. And then it has a senior manager to call. And I'm going to hide some of my numbers because I don't want y'all to see my numbers. Because you can get free food and everything. And I don't get the free food because I try to save it for the people that need. But this is what it looks like. It'll come in the mail. So, with this card, you get these senior services. There are so many of them, y'all. And I would tell you about them all, but I don't use them. I know I do go sometimes and I'll talk to the nurses back there and laugh and joke with them or something. But you don't have to pay for weights. There's a weight room. You can go. And let's say there's not a weight room. Let's say you're in San Antonio and you're on the west side. There's not a weight room. You can go to this one. Yeah, it's probably about 15 minutes away. But when you add that 15 minutes to how much you're paying for a gym right now, it's free. Everything is free. They'll give turkeys away. They had guitar lessons. They have art lessons. There's card games going on. There's ping pong. There's so much I can't even begin to touch bases of what goes on. Every day you get a free meal at lunch. Every day. Free. They feed you free every day. They even have a van that'll come pick you up and bring you. That is how much your taxes are paying for you to get this. And a lot of people as seniors, we don't know. And I tell people every day, I'm like I'll go to the gym. They see me coming at the gym, a regular gym, especially the big one here by my house. And I'll be sitting there and I'll look. I'm in the parking lot and I'll see older people walking out of the gym, and I'm like, "Hey, come here for a minute. I got a question. Do you know you can go work out free? Oh, I get a discount here. Not only y'all, the machines are different. They are so clean. They have air conditioner. When you're running on the treadmill, there's an air conditioner on the machine. Not only that, they're designed for people our age, so we don't hurt ourselves. You can walk. There's a track. You can just walk all day if you want. They're open Monday through Friday. Okay? Let's say you're like, well, I'm working a second job and I'm not going to be at work. Even if you're not retired, you can still go. You don't have to be retired to go here. I'm just telling y'all, if you're 60, anybody can go. They don't close till 7. They don't open Saturdays and Sunday, just Monday through Fridays. Okay? So this is something you can have. This is something you can do. Get your parents involved. Get them meeting people. And you know they're safe because what they do is, and I really like this. Okay, when I started, I turned 60 the year before last. I'm like, how old am I? 61. So I'm running on the treadmill, right? I'm getting that. Now, mind you, I had just retired as a school principal. So I was used to running upstairs. This school I was at was huge. It was a high school, huge. So I'm used to running up and down stairs, wrestling people, going to football games, up and down the stadiums. You know, just stuff. You're always moving. So every time people would look at me, they'd go report me. Hey, she's not of age. She's in here. And they would tell them, no, she's 60. No one ever would believe that I was 60. I'm like, no, I'm supposed to be here. They're very good at watching people don't pray over these people, that they don't come in and you know, because there's some elderly people in there, elderly. And they want to make sure you're protected. Nobody's going to come in and try to sell you something. Nobody's going to come in and try to take you, or none of that. It's all, there's a door, you come in, you got to have your card. You register right when you come in, you just swipe that card and you're in. Okay? So it's not like somebody can just come in. They are, whew, you cannot, I don't care if it's your mom in there, you're like, I want to see my mom, I want to see what she's doing, can I hang out with her? No, it's not going to happen. Okay? So that's what I like. People look out, they're nice, they talk, because you're all in the same boat. And then you learn a lot. You know, why invent the wheel if it's already invented? That's kind of like why I'm doing this video. Okay? So people don't realize that, and they're paying all this money, especially at the beginning of the year. That's why I wanted to do this one today. They're paying all this money to join a gym, and it's free at most places for senior citizens. Okay? That's one thing I wanted to say, because the weather's going to change. It's pretty cold out there. I have asthma, so I know there's no way I can go out there and run right now. It's not going to happen. So I just want y'all to know. Another thing is AARD. Make sure you get your AARD. It is worth it, y'all. I know they come in the mail and you throw them away. How do I know? Because I used to do it. They used to come in the mail and throw them away. Throw them away. Oh, I don't want to see this. This reminds me I'm old. Throw them away. Well, I'm going to tell y'all something. If I go eat, I give them this card. Let me give y'all an example. Let me tell you the places. I was telling somebody this the other day, and they told me, you got to go to like IHOP or something like that. I'm going to tell you about this card. So every Friday, we usually go out to Saltgrass. If you're not from here, Texas, Saltgrass is a restaurant that's high up there. You're not walking out of Saltgrass without paying $100, okay? Just put it like that. If two people go eat, you're going to pay over $100. And if you have wine, you're going to pay more than that, okay? Best food ever. They have ribs, everything's prime steak, prime ribs, prime pork chop. I mean, the food is amazing, okay? So you wouldn't think those people would take an AARD card. They do. They do take it. And then they have another card there, and they're not paying me to say this. They have another card at Saltgrass that if you go a lot, you become a member and you get points. Well, by the time I get my points from eating and this, they probably would be paying me, owe me money. And I had to do a shout out to Bonnie, because Bonnie taught me all this. We'd go out to eat, me and Bonnie and I, and then somebody, I'd be like, dang, they're like $3. I'm like, we only owe $3? She'd be having a coupon. Here's this. Can you scan this? And I'm like, what is it? What are they scanning? Okay, yeah, okay, I'll be right back, ma'am. Here's your new $3. I'm like, dang, for real? Dang. So I picked that up real quick. So start looking at stuff like this. If you go out, Go out, use the senior menu. If you're bored, there's nothing going on at home, you're by yourself, your family's all at work, you're retired, go to IHOP. You see people eating along all the time. I do it. I will go to IHOP and I'll sit there and ask for a cup of coffee and a $3 senior meal. I get my eggs, pancake, bacon, and 1 sausage. All that for $3 something. And then I sit there and I eat. And then you're not going to be the only one there. There's other people. And it just, and sometimes I'll be on my phone. People come talk to you. It's just, you got to get out of the environment sometimes. So, but this card is taken not only at restaurants, it's taken a lot of places. Don't take this card for granted. It is very worth it. And I don't even know how much, I'm not going to lie, ARR is. It's like maybe $25 a month. I mean a year. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. But I know this. This card has saved us so much money, it's ridiculous. And everywhere I go now, I'm like, hey, I got my ARD card. I got my ARD card. Look, y'all. Look. I get towed. Look, I took towing off my, insurance because I have it free here. So those are some things you need to know. The other thing is, okay, when I retired, I had no insurance. So I retired, no insurance. Now what do I do? Well, if you're retired and you're on Social Security, that's a whole different ballgame. So I'm not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole because I didn't pay into Social Security. I did when I was younger. I retired on a pension, a school pension. So totally different. So we're allowed to go back and keep our insurance. The only thing we have to do is we have to pay for it. Instead of the school paying for it or the state, we have to pay for it. So now I already know $200 is coming out of my check. That's what I pay for my health insurance, is $200. Now I have a heart problem. My heart's an AFib. So I have medicine that's very expensive. My blood thinners start at $3,000. Look it up, Elicus. $3,000, okay? If you're going through this boat and you're having a hard time getting your meds, here's something. I get such a discount what I'm about to show y'all. Sometimes I pick up my meds, they're 69 cents. Not the blood thinner. This is your regular meds. Blood thinners, you're never going to see a blood thinner on any kind of get a discount. It's not going to happen, okay? Now, there is companies that you can pay to help you get a discount, but you have to pay a monthly fee, okay? But what I'm about to show y'all, if you get this card, whether you have insurance or not, senior, this is not a lie, y'all. You don't pay nothing to this. Nothing. The government pays for this. Something that simple. And I got to shout out to my HEB because I've been getting my meds at HEB since I can remember, since I was a kid. And they set it up for me every year. I go pick up my meds, which is usually $25, $30, $10, $9. And then once I meet my deductible, they laugh. 10 cents. This is 10 cents. So the guys laugh. He would give me the dime, but he can't because it's meds, so you can't kind of like I have to pay for them. But it'll be 10 cents. They put 10 cents on my credit card. Isn't that cool? This is stuff y'all need to see for your parents. Make sure your parents are getting this stuff. So get your parents in a gym for free. This is free, the city of San Antonio. You get free food. They'll have a food drive. They have a vegetable drive. They have a coat drive. Every time I go by there, because I haven't been in a while, every time I go by there, they are really, they're giving away something. You can tell when something's given away because there's a line. And then you can also download what's going on in that month. You can go online to the City Department of Human Resources, and you can go to the center, and they'll tell you what's going on. They have special people talking, but they have all this stuff. You can get your blood checked. You can walk in there, and you meet people. Get your family out there, y'all. I know the other day somebody told me I didn't look retired. I'm retired, y'all. I'll be 62 in March. And I'm feeling it. Dig my wrinkles. They might be coming. They down there somewhere. But anyway, I laughed because I got my hair braided, right? And this lady asked me one day, she said, "How you look so young. How do you look like that?" I said, "You haven't heard of the facials you can get?" And she's like, "No, there's facials you can get." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, can you tell me how to do it?" I said, "Yeah." She's a good friend of mine. I said, "You know why we get our hair braided? Because it's tight and it pulls our skin like this, and it takes those wrinkles out." She said, "For real?" I was like, "Yeah, this is a white lady, okay?" And for those of you who are new on this channel, my dad's Hispanic and black. My mom's black and French and Indian. So my grandfather's pure Cherokee Indian. So I was laughing, right? I didn't think she took me serious. So a couple weeks later, she said, "Hey, what you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing. You want to go grab something to eat?" I'm like, "Yeah." Now, mind you, this lady's 64. And we go to eat. She comes out, I'm looking, I'm sitting there. We're at the biscuit place, can't even think of the name of it, here in San Antonio. I'm sitting there looking for her, waiting. Don't see her. Well, no, that's not her. No, that's not her. No, that's not her. You know, because you got to get in. You come in a line at the biscuit place here. And so Maple's Biscuits is where we were at. So we're going to eat breakfast. She comes in, she sits down, and I'm like, she has her hair braided, y'all. I'm talking about so tight. Like, I can't even make this up. Her head is like this. Her eyes are like this. And she said, "How long?" Okay. She said, "How long do I keep this headache?" I said, "Girl, what did you go do?" She said, "Got my hair braided." I was like, I was kidding. And she said, "No, there's something to this." She said, like I'm sitting right here. She's like, "There's something to this." The lady said, "You poor thing, your neck is hurting." She goes, "No, my head." She was eating. She had her food. She couldn't even look down to eat. She picked up her coffee. She said, "Hey, what are you doing?" She said, "This is tight. How long can y'all?" I didn't know y'all went through this. I felt so bad, y'all. I said, "How did you drive like that?" I said, how do you drive? Like, she was, the waiter come to the table, and she goes like this with the waiter. I was like, "What are you doing? How did you drive like that?" She goes, "I didn't drive. I called an Uber. I was hoping you'd take me home. This would take me so long to get here." Girl, guys, I never laughed so hard in my life. Never laughed so hard in my life. I'm like, this lady's crazy. This lady has lost her freaking mind. Why would you listen to me? You have known me so long. And I want to say her name because everybody knows who she is. Some of y'all already know who she is. And don't say it because y'all already heard this story. Why would you do that? Why would you, first of all, listen to me? That would be my first question. Why would you listen? I can't even talk. Why would you listen to me? She was serious, y'all. This lady was serious as a heart attack. I'm like, that don't make any kind of sense. Not at all. So I'm like, okay. So I took her home. We actually ended up at my house because we had some other people coming. And I made her sit down and I took those braids out of her hair. And every time I would just touch, you know, she had a lot. Her hair is long, so she had a lot of braids. So as I was taking it, she was like, "Ooh." You reminded those black girls where they hit you, your mama used to hit you with the comb? Like, pow. It was one of those things, man. Y'all, I'm telling you. So, I just had to tell that story this morning. So, those are some things you can do and look at that you'll probably like, that you can do, you know. Why not? Go to those places, work out, enjoy life. Don't be sitting in bed all day doing nothing. There's a whole world out there. Go find it and enjoy it, you know. And it's not easy because when I retired, I have to give credit to the center, I don't even know what they call it. I guess senior citizen thing. I have to give them credit because when I retired, I was so depressed. That's the only thing really that kept me going. Because I couldn't go all the time because I had my grandson. But on the days I could go, and I didn't have him, it got me out there to see. It was almost like you see other people, and you're like, okay, I'm going to be okay. I can do this. I'm going to be okay in this retirement. It's going to be okay. And the reason I'm talking about retirement lately is because I had a friend. Oh man, I bought this cup and forgot I bought it. Dang, that's what she was talking about. This is my cup. Dang it, I forgot I had it. That's good. I just made a mess. I was wondering what she was talking about. So what was I saying? I'm attention deficit, y'all. Forgive me. But if it wasn't for me, that place, like I said, because I had my grandbaby, I was depressed. It was Christmas came. It was right just before it was in October when I retired. Christmas had came and I was real depressed and not happy. Missed my kids because I was a principal, so you knew all the kids. Missed them. My group of teachers I was in charge of. You missed them. You missed the holiday stuff they do. You miss a lot. And people don't realize that. But I'm here to tell you, you're going to be okay. I did a lot of praying and say, God, help me out here. I'm lost. You know, I let God know immediately, Brenda's lost. Brenda's not used to being at home with, you know, and it's really weird because when I was like, oh, when I retire, I ain't going to have to worry about nothing. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get into this, and I'm going to get into that. But then your reality sets in. It's not that easy at all. It's not that easy. But it does change, and that's what I want y'all to know. It does get easier. You do get a routine. You just got to hang in there. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I had a friend that retired. And decided that they didn't want to live anymore. But thank God they reached out to the right people because they were finna kill themselves. No doubt about that one. And through the grace of God, there was intervention, and that didn't happen. So what I'm telling everybody is, know that you're going to establish a routine when you retire. It's going to happen. You're going to you're going to get a routine going, and you're going to look back on those days, and you're going to say, man, I never thought. I see. I remember those days I was lost. That's what I call them. I call them my lost days. Those were my lost days. And I show y'all, I'll give you an example. Last night I went to bed at 12 o'clock. Okay? It's 12 something. I didn't feel guilty or nothing. I remember, for some reason, we forget. We don't have to stick to our same things we were doing all the time. You don't have to go to bed at 9 o'clock. You don't have to go to bed at 10 o'clock. You go to bed when you want to go to bed. You're retired. So I got up this morning at 9 o'clock. And y'all, that was the best sleep ever. I didn't feel guilty about sleeping late, and I used to. Oh man, it's 9 o'clock. Let me get out of this bed. Nope, I didn't feel guilty at all. I felt really good. And I kind of keep my house really clean, so the only thing I have to do usually on Sundays is 2 days a week. I clean the toilets and the bathrooms. I sweep every day because I don't have carpet. And I don't know why I have so many dishes, but I can tell you I have my grandkids here, and that's why I had a lot of dishes. So I'm gonna move y'all so y'all can see me. I know y'all can still hear me. But can you see me there? So a lot of times we get so busy, we forget that we do have a life out there. And it's a beautiful life. And we have to make sure that we embrace it. Because we forget to embrace it. We really do. I hate drinking water. I hate it. I have so much ice in there. I love ice. I can eat ice all day long. And so those are some things, and I hope this helps someone, because that's what life's about. It's helping each other is what life's about. And you gotta believe in this stuff. So, I don't know. I just show you all my daily routine so you can kind of see how I do things and that we're no different. We have our little moments where we go through depression. We have our little moments where things don't come out right. We're not, you might see us on camera and we're all happy, but we have those days where I ain't know nothing, I don't feel good, my body don't feel good. But one thing I can tell you is, you'll find out that you'll have those days, you'll start off by having those days like day after day after day, and you're like, man, I can't do this no more. I'm tired, I don't feel good, I'm depressed, I'm tired of hurting. You'll see all of that, right? And then you'll notice, you'll start having those moments less and less and less and less and less and less. You'll notice that. So that's a good thing. You'll start seeing them less and less and less. Okay? That's one thing I want you to see. Now, this lawnmower, it cleans the sink. Man, does it clean the sink. Okay. So, those are some things that I talk about to keep me going. And then a lot of times you'll see me, I'll be fixing stuff, and like I'm gonna get out here and get ready to do this garden. And I know, and you're like, what? It's winter. Yeah, I start from the winter and I start getting ready. And I was gonna do a winter garden, but I decided not to because I was too far behind in my art show. So I decided not to. So this is pretty much what I do. So y'all can see I don't change. I'm a creature of habit. I don't change a lot what I do. I just try to keep the house looking nice and stuff like that. I'm a creature of habit. Okay, I can bring y'all back. And I gotta order this. I had to get a small microwave because that one over there is acting crazy. So I ordered one to go up here. And I hate it because I really love this microwave, but it won't heat. And I took it apart and I was gonna see if I could fix it. And I found out that the lady who helped me do the wash machine, the lady who helped me, I'm gonna come up from that lady too. Shout out to her. The lady who taught me about my wash machine, she's really cool. I learned so much from her. Hey, 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 hey. So, but this is what I pretty much do in the mornings. This is my morning routine. And usually, I'm gonna tell y'all something. At night, usually I do the dishes and put them up. But I didn't feel like it. That's a good thing about retirement. You don't have to do stuff you don't want to do. So I love it. So let's go back over what we talked about today. We talked about how to get your, what did we talk about? How to get your, how you can go lift weights and everything for free. We talked about that. How can I do all that for free? So that's one thing we talked about today. And then my next thing is I do, after I make sure the kitchen's ready to go and get it ready to cook supper, is then and it's usually ready that night, is then I sweep, because this is not carpet, this is wood floors. And I sweep, because I have a dog and I have 2 cats, and I can't handle cat hair. I'm allergic to cats, but I still have this dog and cat. Why, I don't know. Because my daughters, is why I have them all. And this dog gets into everything. This is her bed. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Get your little thing out the way. So this is what I do, y'all. I don't mind sharing my morning. I have the most easiest mornings. And if it wasn't cold outside, I probably would be sitting out there drinking coffee. So these are my mornings. This is how easy my morning is. And that's about it. I hope I motivate someone today to get up and get out there and get busy. I hope. Because that's what life's about. About enjoying life. Now it's cold. So I'll spend more time, because I can't do my furniture outside. I guess I should have a Swiffer. Because I do have one. Little dog, I'm trying to sweep you in my way. Move. You're not going back out there. I just let you back in. So you can forget it. Quit faking. I wasn't born yesterday. So, this is my life. This is something this easy. This is what I do. It's funny how you can sweep the kitchen at night. Y'all ever sweep your kitchen at night and wake up and tell yourself, where in the hell did all this stuff come from? Because I know I swept this kitchen last night. That's always me every morning. I'll be like, I know I swept this kitchen. Well, part of this mess I have in this room is from my dog's toy. She finally tore it open. Yeah, so that's where that's coming from. The toy from the dog. But, you know, that's just what I do, y'all. And then 12 o'clock, I'll mop the whole house out with a Swiffer mop. I'll do the Swiffer, get rid of all the cat hair and everything. I don't have a lot of dog hair. My dog has short hair. I don't have a lot of dog hair to worry about. And then on Wednesdays, I'll clean my refrigerator, but I haven't cooked a lot, so I didn't have to clean the refrigerator because, oh, that room's over there. I didn't have to clean the refrigerator because Lonnie was home every day. So she helped with the chores for the house. She came in and said, I'm going to help with the chores. So I'd get up to put the dishes up and they'd be gone. They'd already be put up. So this is about, y'all, I maintain as a retired school principal. Look at my Christmas cactus. They're beautiful. I showed them earlier. I am so proud of them. I did such a good job. This one, look at this one. It's coming. Yeah, that's about pretty much what I wanted to get y'all to see. How you could really see if they have one. If they have one, then by all means go. Don't. All means you need to go. That's good. That peppermint opens my sinuses. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope I motivated somebody to do something today. So those are just some things I thought I'd bring out to you. You know, the life of a retired school principal. How to make it, how to survive it. And I say school principal because that's my retirement, but the life of retirement, period. How do I get out of that bed? How do I keep moving? How do I get motivated? Am I going to feel this all the rest of my life? And all of a sudden I'm sick. Why am I sick all of a sudden? I worked all these years and didn't feel bad. Now I feel bad. All of that changes, y'all. You have to believe it. It's going to change, but you have to change your mental. 99% of it is in here. It's your mental. You have to change your mental way of looking. Hey, Yolanda. Hey, Jennings. You have to change. Hey, Juan. You have to change that. You know, if you're sitting at home and you're in bed all day long, you're losing out on so much. Trust me, we've all been there. It is scary. I'll be the first to tell you. Everybody knows I'm a strong individual, very strong. So when I tell you that I retired during COVID, not sure if I was going to live or die, had already just lost my brother to COVID, a lot of coworkers to COVID. It is very hard. So, and then I had my grandkid who was just born within like 3 months, 4 months. He was just a little baby because he didn't have shots and his parents were in the military. So I retired to keep him. And then I couldn't work anyway because my doctor's like, no, it's not going to happen. You get sick, you're dead. Because when I worked up till October, the middle of October is when I retired. And it was a year of COVID. And I had enough to retire anyway. I didn't have to like medical retire, nothing like that. I had already worked 33 years. So they do your age with your birthday. And so I was grandfathered. I'd already met my requirements. So, and I'd already told myself I'm gonna retire the next year, but God saw different. So when I retired, I was like gone. My grandson was one thing that kept me going. He was a baby, and I had him, you know, his parents were in the military. They weren't even here. Actually, they were overseas. And his grandfather, my ex-husband, and I, we watched him, you know, and I couldn't have done it without him either. He would help me, and then he would take him, I would help him. And when he was little, I had him most of the time. Now, since the years passed, when my daughter when she goes overseas or something, he has him because he's a boy. He's 5 years old. So from 3 up, he would help with him more than me because he's a boy. He needs to be around a man. So that worked out really good. And I remember taking him to the base for all his shots. Like, because he had none because he was born during COVID. So everything was shut down. So I got to get out for those moments. And I remember I'd be so depressed. And you can look at the videos because y'all know I video everything. My whole life is out there. I don't care what people say. People are like, oh, you're da da da. I said, okay, whatever video's out there, that's me. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to be scared of this technology in the world. And the one thing I was so happy is when I retired, when you're working at certain jobs, you can't even be on Facebook. So that was a right there they were taking from me. So they wouldn't tell you couldn't because you would sue them, but they'd let you know. And a lot of times when I went on Facebook, it got known, hey, you're on Facebook, because I was an assistant principal at that time. Hey, you can't be on Facebook. I actually got those calls, and I didn't care. I stayed on. Did I pay for it? Did people go after me? Yeah, they did. I didn't care. I had God. I wasn't really worried about it. So what I'm saying is, I was so depressed, and my grandson, was something that would keep my mind off of it. But then when he was asleep, because he slept most of the day. When you're a newborn, you sleep pretty much of the day. And I remember when he turned a year and a half, I couldn't wait. He could walk. I was like, yes, he could walk. And the videos are there. If you go on my site, the videos are still there. And then I would take him to the park. You would hear me talking like, I'm trying to get through it today. I know I can get through this today. I can do this, and you could hear it in my voice. You could see how I was not happy. You could see how I was lost. And I'd call my doctor. She's like, how you doing? I'm like, I can't do this. I cannot do this. I have to go to work. I can't do this. And she's like, you earn this. If you go back out there and you catch COVID, you're going to die. Because then there was no shots. Nobody knew nothing about it. It was all up in the air. And I was like, you're right. I was so far gone, I didn't even realize it. She goes, well, I said, well, I have anxiety all day long. And she's like, okay, so, and I can imagine, like, my degree is I have a bachelor's in education. I have a master's in education. I have a bachelor's in kinesiology, okay? And I have a bachelor's in science. Okay. I mean, a master's of science, master's of education, and then I have a bachelor's of education, and I have a master's of education. I have too much. I've been in school my whole life. But anyway, kinesiology, study of the human body. Okay? I graduated at UTSA kinesiology, which is what you go for to be a coach or somebody to work, massages or whatever. It's a very hard class. My heart goes out to anybody who's been through it because it's crazy. Might as well go be a doctor before you be a kinesiologist. But anyway, I did 4 years of kinesiology at UTSA, graduated with a bachelor's. And on side by side, I did the teaching, side by side. I did 2 at one time. So I know the body. I cannot imagine someone that has anxiety that don't understand and know the body. You probably think you're going crazy and you're not going to tell anybody. Because what anxiety is your body is like, let's say you're driving a car and a dog or a child, let's say a child runs out in front of you. You go, and you hit the brakes and your heart rate's running and everything's going on. And you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I almost hit this child. And your mind's just going. But you're okay because you know why you're having this feeling is because you almost hit a child. Okay? And I picked a child because I wanted you to know how high that anxiety was. Okay? If a can came out and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to run over this can. Let's say somebody drops a big paint can out of the truck, one of those workers, and it falls and you almost hit it and you have to swerve. You're going to have anxiety, but it's not going to go that high. Okay? You're going to go, oh, I almost ran over that can, but you're okay. It's not panic yet because it's just paint. Okay? And you really don't even know it's a painted can because you haven't seen it yet. You just see something falling. Let's say a dog runs out, big dog, beautiful dog. Okay? That's a different, now your anxiety's here. You see, you went from hitting a kid here. These are different anxiety levels, okay? And that's what I wanted y'all to see. So when most of the education, when we, especially our age, 60 and 50s, late 50s, you know, no one knew what anxiety was. The people before us, our hat should come off to them because they were put in mental institutions. They didn't understand anxiety. They were told it wasn't real. This ain't real. I can remember those days when they were like, oh, this ain't real. This ain't real. So what I'm telling you, it's real. If you have someone going through anxiety, whatever age, 5, 3, 2, 1, 65, 100, anxiety is real. Okay? So I would get up in the morning. I had a routine. I would put learning channel. That's why my grandson could read at the age of probably about right at the end of almost 1 and 6 months. He was reading words off the TV because I would put learning channel on, not Mickey Mouse and stuff like that, but the learning channel, and I would put the words on. And as he got older, he was like, what does that say? What does that say? And he would always point to the words on the TV. And what is this? What is that? And he would listen. And I'll give you an example. An example was yesterday I was talking to my daughter, and she's in the military again. So she is going to Fort Sill in Oklahoma. So she's like, man, it's going to be snowing on the way up there because they got to go up this week and come back. She's off for a month. And so my grandson, who's 5, starts saying something. And she's like, let grandma finish. And he goes, but I got to tell y'all something. And so and with him, if he says, I got to tell y'all something, stop. Because he's going to tell you something. And we know, because like we're all looking for a cat one day. We can't find this damn cat. He's like, I know where the cat is. And we're like, Grayson, just chill. No, we know where the cat is. No one believed him. We spent hours looking for this damn cat. And finally, somebody looks at Grayson and says, Grayson, where's the cat? He's like, he goes and he runs in the room. The cat's under the bed, under this cover thing that's under the bed. And I'm like, all this damn time, he really didn't know where the damn cat was. So you know, so Grayson's going to say something. And he says, yesterday he tells us, he's like, you can put chain on your tires with the snow. And I'm like, dang, how did he know that? So we're like, Grayson, how did you know that? He goes, Leo the truck, he puts chains on his tires. So I was like, dang. So back to what I was saying. I had levels of anxiety, okay? And I knew what it was. I had dealt with my students with anxiety, you know, and when I was an assistant principal at the high school and I was over discipline of the whole entire school, I saw a lot of students with anxiety. The parents would tell me it ain't real. The wives and their husband would come in and it'd be vice versa. Either the husband had anxiety or the wife, and they would tell each other, you're not sick. That's why she acts like that, because it's all in your head. Anxiety is real. If you know someone's having anxiety, they can have a great life. And and I don't know what triggers it. It could be anything. I know mine, when I got off the San Antonio police force, I started having anxiety, but I saw a lot. I saw things that most people wouldn't see. So it's very hard. And I started doing what I needed to do, and I would realize I was having an anxiety attack or a panic attack, and I knew what I needed to do. I would start thinking of a happy place, doing this. And the more I did that, and you follow the research, it goes away. You don't have it. Unless there's something major, major, major about to happen, you might have it. So, and I can tell you the last time I had it was when my mom passed away. And my dad passed away. I had anxiety when my brother passed away. But I knew what it was, and I knew why I was having it, so I dealt with it. So if you're out there having anxiety, and you probably are when you retire, know that's normal. People just don't talk about it. They're not going to say it because it's embarrassing, and I'm not embarrassed. When I retired, I was getting anxiety, and my doctor gave me meds, said, try this, but she didn't give me meds. Let me correct that. My doctor sent me to a specialist who put me on meds. So I went to the specialist. We talked about it. Yeah, she called it anxiety detachment is what it was. I'm like, what the hell? And then I remembered, I said, oh, I learned this in school. I'm detached away from what I do every day because I'm no longer at school, I'm retired. So there is a thing called anxiety detachment. I was like, shit. So now that I know this, I need to do something. How do I deal with this? So she gave me these meds. Y'all know I don't drink. I can honestly say I've never ever smoked a joint. I don't know what it's like to be high. So I was like, I took the first one and I went to sleep. The next day I took another one and went to sleep. By the 6th day, I was high. I was so high, I would have my grandson like this, and I was just like floating, just like you're floating. And then, it didn't stop me from being responsible. It just put you to where you were just there. Like you were in this fake bubble. I said, I can't do this. Y'all know me. I'm like, I can't do this. So I called my doctor and I'm like, I can't take these meds. And she says, okay, discuss it with your specialist. So I told the specialist I can't do this. And she's like, well, we have a different one. You want to try a different one? I'm like, no. I said, I understand anxiety because I'm a kinesiology major. I know there's different things I can do to handle this. Exercise, mind exercises, realize I'm having an anxiety or panic attack and realize that what I need to do, that it's going to go away first of all. I need to realize what it's doing into my body and face it head on. And sometimes if that means just sitting there crying until it's over with. So I was prepared. So, and I wanted to make sure I was 100% to watch my grandson. So that was no problem. I stopped taking it. And I've never taken it since. So throughout the months, now mind you, when I was doing this, you had COVID. I had lost a lot of my staff to COVID. I had lost a brother to COVID. Had lost some best friends to COVID. I was going through so much. My daughter was stuck he was born in Germany. She was stuck in Germany. He hadn't had any shots. He was just born during COVID. I was assistant principal, and it was spring break during that time, just before I retired. And we were doing everything on computers at home. It was crazy. It was crazy. At the time, my daughter stayed here and her kids, because they couldn't work because of COVID. People were like just letting everybody go. So I had kids in school and I was making sure they made it to school, and it was hard. and I'm not used to people living with me. So it was very hard. So I had to learn. I went back and kind of read over what I already knew in college about anxiety, and I studied non-medication ways to get over it. And then I realized, once I pinpointed where my anxiety was coming from, then I was able to get through it. And I'm going to tell you what I realized with me. I am a person that needs to be needed. I'm a person that needs to thrive. I'm someone that I wear my feelings on my shoulders, okay? So, in my mind, I'm ready to die, Lord. I'm retired. Take me, lay it out in the bed. I'm ready to go. Nothing matters anymore. I have no life. It's over. I'm at that age. This is where, wow, it finally came. It's over. That's where I was. I look back now and it's crazy. I laugh at myself. I was giving everything away. People are like, why is she giving her stuff away? I gave y'all. This is how bad it was. I gave all my tools away. I had to get new tools. I gave all my art stuff away. I had nothing for art. I was just giving things away. In my mind, I was through. That was it. Life was over. You know, people buy me stuff. No, I don't want it. I was like, to me, I was at the end. And it took, and I laugh about it now. Give me my shit back, y'all. I want my shit back. Give me my tools and shit back. I gave everything away. My skates. I skate. I gave y'all shit. I laugh. It's funny. Because in my mind, retirement means you're dead. Because that's all I knew. When my mom retired, within 6 months, she was dead. When my dad retired, within what? Not even 3 months, he dead. My brother retired, dead. So, brother died in March. My dad died in February. My mom died April 15th. Tax season. Dad died March 10th. So, to me, that's, I thought you die, you know. You get this tunnel vision, okay? They give you a little trophy, yay! And we didn't have a retirement party. If you retired during COVID, we got cheated. We didn't even have a retirement party. We drove in a line of cars and they'd hand, and you know, hat off to Judson. At least they tried something. Because this is the first time nobody's ever been through that. They didn't know what to do. So they gave us our little medals, and as we drove, and yay, and they were outside, the board members and everybody. At least they tried. I give it to them 100%. That made me feel good. I had something to look forward to, you know. But it's crazy what thank you, Juan. What I'm saying, it was crazy, y'all. It was crazy, because I thought I was through. And then one day, I was laying in the bed, and this is at least a year and 2 months later. Okay? I was going to the park. I was like, you really couldn't go anywhere in COVID. That was another thing. We couldn't go nowhere. So if I want to go fishing, I couldn't. If I want to go here, I couldn't. Everything was locked down. That was another thing. I was being restrained. And that's where 95% of my anxiety came from, in not being able to go out, it was being separated from working, detachment from work that I've been through 100% of my life. And then detachment from going out in public and doing things that I do that y'all see me, I do, fishing, woodworking, whatever. I couldn't even go in my studio. At the time, I owned a studio, an art studio. I couldn't even get in there. I had to lock it up by law. They gave us notes. You cannot open this business until we tell you. That's how bad it was. So in my mind, I was through and I was dying. And if I wasn't dying, it was because I was going to catch COVID. And I knew no matter what, it was only a matter of time, because everybody who lived in this house was in school. So in my mind, I was it. I was gone. So it was a crazy way to retire. So I'm sitting there And my grandson comes. He could barely walk. He's just learning how to walk. And he sits next to me on the couch. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, looks at me. I said, what are you doing? He's like, and then he had this look in his eye, and he grabs me by the hand, and he pulls me up, and he takes me out to the garage. And there's a piece of wood on the ground, and he picks it up, and he hands it to me. And he's like, he could barely talk then. He's like, make me a car. That whole moment changed my life. I sat down on the floor in the garage and I started crying. It took this 1.5-year-old to teach me that it was not, I wasn't going nowhere till God was ready for me. And I looked up at him. True story, y'all. I looked up. It's in my journal. And I had this block of wood in my hand, and I looked at him. And I said, sweetie, we're going to get dressed. We got to go to Home Depot. Because Grandma done gave all these damn tools away. I had no saw. I had a lot of stuff I had given away. Some people, I give it, like my miter saw and my table saw. My hat goes off to this guy. He was holding it. He says, and one day out of nowhere, he said, are you ready to have this stuff back? I knew you were going to need it. He didn't. He has a shop that's out of this world. So he brought it back. But we went and we bought some stuff, and we made a car that day. I'll never forget, we had a little block. I sanded it down. I drew a hose. We put some tires. We took some tires off an old truck he had. And we drew the car windows on the block. And for years, he would never get rid of that car. I don't even know. It's here in the house somewhere. But it took him to remind me, I'm not dead. And I laid there and I was crying. All of a sudden, I was probably scared the hell out of him. And then I started laughing, and I couldn't stop laughing. Because that's when I realized I gave all my shit away. I'm like, shit, I just gave everything away. I went in my closets. I had no clothes. I donated all of my teacher and principal's clothes. I had nothing, y'all. Nothing. I had given everything away. And so I was like, dang, it was crazy. It was crazy. So it's okay. And I'm telling y'all this story because I'm not ashamed of it. I'm telling you this story to let you know you're going to be okay. Whatever you're going through, you're going to be okay. And sometimes it's a child that lets us know we're going to be okay. Because from that point on, I changed. I changed. That's when in my mind I realized, why am I sitting over here waiting for God to bring me or take me home? Literally, that's what I was doing. Just getting by day to day. When I'm not listening what God told me, all those days I was working hard and I wanted to walk out of that place. All those days I was being put through all that crazy ass stuff. All of that was so I can enjoy the fruits of my labor. And I would tell myself that on the work every day. Only to retire and not enjoy the fruits of my labor and lay there and say, this is it. That was the most dumbest thing I ever done in my life. And I'm telling y'all this because I want you to know it's real. What you're feeling is real. But you will get through it. You don't have a choice. You will get through it. You will find that niche you're looking for. If you just look, and not just me, go on channels like this and listen to people's stories. And you'll probably find yours in one of them. If you're going to be on Facebook, watch things that can motivate you in what you're doing. Listen to people say how they turned it around. Because it does work. From that day on, I can honestly say, from that day on, my life changed. I said, okay, I'm through. Next morning, we got up, and look at the video. It's on video. Everything I'm telling y'all is on video. We got up. I went on, I said, okay, today, Caden, we're going to find us a table. We're going to paint it. We're going to get our art studio back. So, and then since we closed this building because of COVID, I closed my building, we're going to have to go find another place to sell our stuff. Those are what we're going to do this week. Those are our things. So I had his chair, and it was winter. Put him some warm clothes on. And yes, it's hard taking them in and out of the car as babies. So we got on Facebook and we looked for furniture. We found 2 tables, never forget. And then we went and picked up those 2 tables. We brought them home. Then we went to Homestead, and I was like, hey, I need a booth. COVID had just hit. I closed my shop. They're like, oh yeah, we got you, Johnson. Because I live in Homestead. I buy a lot from Homestead. My shop was right by their Homestead. So I got my booth. I was like, okay, we got this. Got a place to sell my stuff now. Now what's next? And that was a blessing in disguise. I'm paying $3,000 for a building, which I'm never there because I was at Judson at work every day. And I was still making sales. So I'm like, I'm not even there. Most of the people had to come to the house to get the sales. So I was wasting $3,000. So I'm like, I don't even need to do this. So now my stuff is at Homestead. They keep it clean. They're open 7 days a week. They take care of you and you just pay them. And it's not $3,000 a month. So that was a blessing in disguise. So we started doing the tables live, picked up an audience. Then we started showing how to go. And then we started buying stuff because we had to go get furniture. So what happened is when we were getting the furniture from Goodwill and I was fixing it up, then what happened on garage sales or stuff like that, I would find stuff that was made, because I used to be an antique dealer. So I'd find stuff that was worth a lot of money. So I would sell that on not eBay, on Facebook or Nextdoor app or OfferUp, and I would make a killing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I would make pretty much. I was like, wow, this is almost like working, but you're doing what you want to do. And then I'd look at my bills. I'm like, this is just about as much money as I was working at Judson. With my retirement and that on the side, just like I was working at Judson. So it was really cool. So then I had my art. My art business just kicked off. And I was like, dang, look at this life. It's amazing. And then y'all can see in my videos, I've watched them. You can see me change from that depression. You can see that change. You can see me laughing at the part. You can see me actually playing. I'm not sitting there watching my grandbaby play. I'm actually involved in it. And then next thing you know, you can see it's like I wrote the 3 things I like to do. I always journaled, so my journals never stopped. And I said, you know what? I used to have a 30-foot, as you know me, I had a boat. I had a Bayliner boat. I gave it away because my kids didn't want to go boating no more. I was getting older and it was just sitting there. And I was like, no. And that's a whole other story for later. So I got a kayak. I started going fishing. I just bought a new kayak. So things started, my norm and my detachment was no longer a depression because that detachment attached to something else. Does that make sense? That's the only way I can put it. So that attachment of getting up in the morning and not going to work and go, is gone. Now I get up, I'm excited. My heart, I don't know, do I want to do my garden? My heart's going 100 miles an hour now because I'm happy. Do I want to go do art? Do I want to go do this? Do I want to go do that? Do I want to go downtown and take pictures? Because I'm a photographer too. I went to college for that, to do photographs. So, there's so much. You just like, wow. You wake up and like, oh my God, what am I going to do today? This is going to be awesome. And You don't even think about dying. Because then you realize, what is life? Ask yourself that. What is life? And then I started looking, because I'm a news buff. So I'm looking at the news and all these people, most of them I know, my students, people in general, they start dying. They start drive-bys, shootings, car thief, people driving crazy, car rage, just crazy stuff. So I tell myself, I'm like, you know what? This makes sense. Life is just one day at a time. Just because I'm 60 don't mean I'm dying. It doesn't. I could be 99 years old. I still got one day than that person who died the day before me. Does that make sense? I had to think about that. And I was like, I got to get out and really, really, really start enjoying life one day at a time. And that's what I do. That's exactly what I do, y'all. I hope this helps somebody. If it does, please, if you got anything from this, please go to my Facebook channel and hit like. I need help. Please go to my YouTube channel and my Facebook channel and hit like. And please subscribe and hit my Facebook channel. It's Brenda Johnson, Canvas Tag. You guys are amazing. I hope this helps somebody. I really do, because I've listened to people talk just like I'm talking and tell me their stories of retirement, and it got me through. I said, God, I need help. And it got me. God was there. So if you're going through something, it's okay. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't think you're alone. You're not. But you have to make that first step. And it's not going to be easy. And you're going to have setbacks. You're going to be okay for a week and then bam. You're going to be okay for 3 days and then bam. You're going to be okay for a year, then bam. You're going to be okay for another year, then bam. It's going to happen. But I can promise you this, lease and lease and lease and lease and lease. But there is a life out there. You have to believe it. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to lose a lot of people, and I don't even care. There is no way in hell that I could have got through this without God. Prayer has got me through this. Asking God for direction got me through this. God, bring what in my life, what I need to see, what I need to do to get me through this. Let me find, and I would say it, let me find the right videos to watch that I can understand what's going on with this detachment, anxiety. Help me see it. Help me give me my life back. So that was the main, guys, thing that got me through it. Church, shout out to my church. It's hard. And I was going to, and every now and then, like, our church is at a school Northeast, like a school thing. And for the longest, it was hard for me to walk in that building. It would give me anxiety because it was school, and it would come right back. I would go to my kids' schools, my grandbabies, for school things that they needed, or because I'm retired, so I just like I'll if the kids need something at school, I got it. So that was a little hard to do too. I'm getting over it now. The school, like the elementary schools and all that, it don't bother me. When I went to my daughter's game the other day, it was the first time that I felt good because I saw the principal. I know him very well. When I went to my granddaughter's game the other day, I saw him standing there, and I know him. Great guy. He's an assistant principal at Madison, and he was standing there watching the game, and I know him. I know his family and his kids, and I thought, that used to be me. Watching other kids play and no telling what my kids were doing. Because my kids played sports. I couldn't see them. I was at school. I mean, at that time, it would have been my grandbabies. I couldn't see them. I couldn't go watch them. So I'd look over there. He's standing against the wall. That was me, standing right by that door. Standing by the door, looking up at the bleachers, making sure I know what kids is who. Make sure they're not acting up. And probably in his mind thinking he could be 100 places. I remember those days. Oh, God, do I remember those days. And so now if my grandkids have something, I'm there. I went to all my grandson's football game. He's in 4th grade, except for 2, which was out of town. I go to the basketball games, my granddaughter's basketball games. I go to the track meets. I go to their choir, their music. I go to their band events because one of them's played the saxophone. So I go everywhere. One of them has choir performances. She has a special, she has a music teacher who music voices. I go because people don't realize what you give up. And I can honestly say that day, I didn't have anxiety. Let me tell y'all why I didn't have anxiety. Because I was sitting there and it was halftime. And I looked over and I saw him. And I nodded to him, he nodded to me. Like, hey, what's up? And I remember the last conversation I had with him was at a volleyball game. And I was like, dude, man, I remember these days, you poor thing. He starts laughing. Yeah, he goes, I say, hey, whatchamacallit that? Because they go to the same church my grandsons go to. He's like, hey, my grandkids go to. And he's like, hey, your kids are at church singing. I say, you ain't seen it, are you? He's like, nope, I got to be here. And I'm like, yeah, Kamaya would be there, but Kamaya's in the game, volleyball game. So that's why she wasn't there. But I was like, dude, it's real. People don't realize it's real. You can't get those moments back from your grandkids. You can't. It's not going to happen. Your own kids. I already couldn't do it for my kids. So it was crazy. I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I hope I motivated someone. If I have, please go like my Facebook channel. See you guys later.